X3, High Broughton, Salford 7, England, Lancashire. That's where I started my married life. That's where our Jeffrey was born, our Judy was born, and I think, if my memory serves me right, I think our Jean was born, I think. Yes, I think it was. Anyway, spent a few years there. It was just a little up and two down sort of thing, and then we moved. I went to buy another house down a few streets down the road, next door to my mother, and that was a lot better. It was a 3 up and a 2 down, sort of 2 down front room, a lounge in a back kitchen, a nice backyard and all that. It was an awful lot more, but there wasn't any hot water or anything like that. We still had an outside toilet and a coal shed. But the thing was, they had a hot water system put into the back kitchen, just a little thing at the back, but it gave us about 20 gallons of boiling water all the time, and it was a marvellous little thing. And that's where we stayed, and then we had our Jeffrey, our Judy, our Jean, and our Pamela was born there. And I think it was it our Pamela? Pamela was born there. Was Andrew born there? Andrew was born there. And Jill was born there. And I think our Peter was born at Tetlow Lane. That's it. Yeah, he was born at Tetlow Lane. Anyway, when we lived at 20 Baston Street, that was in the same area, still Salford 7, High Broughton. That's where we. Oh, it was 18. It was 18 Baston Street. It wasn't 20. That was next door to my mother's. Anyway, what it was there, I got a new job anyway when we moved there. I went to CPC, Brown and Paulson's, and we had I tell a lie. When we was at Warwick Street, sorry about that. When we were at Warwick Street, I left Bradford Dyers Association because we were only working 3 days a week with the shortage of orders. And I went to Trafford Park and got myself a job at Brown and Paulson's. Anyway, I was there for a fortnight, and my first wage effect on was £22 clear, and that was a fortune in them days. And as I walked in, I said, "Hey Betty," I said, "have a look at this." And so she looked at it and said, "It's £22 clear." So we had a smashing slap up fish and chip dinner that night. It was absolutely wonderful. Anyway, times seemed to get a little bit better with this job we had. I was only on about 2 and 3/8 an hour or something like that, I think it was. But as time went on, we moved. It was a good job, we got plenty of overtime, and then we moved down to 18 Baston Street. And like I say, Jeffrey, Judy, Jean, Pamela was born down there, Gillian was born down there, and Peter. Oh, where's our Andrew? Our Andrew was born there, I think, yeah. And our Peter was born at Tetlow Lane, yeah. But as we were in Baston Street, we used to, we didn't have any transport, we only had a push bike, a pedal cycle. We call them push bikes, same as what you do over here, I suppose. And I used to pedal to work 5:30 in the morning. No, I tell a lie, 5 o'clock in the morning to get there for about 5:45, and used to start with shift 6-2 shift, 2-10 and 10-6 shift. But sometimes it used to be, we used to work 12 hours, 12-hour days and 12-hour nights, and 18-hour changeovers at weekend and all that sort of thing. But it was earning good money. We saved up enough money to go and buy another house. But during that time we were there, I bought a motorbike, a small motorbike, saved me legs going backwards and forwards with it. Then I bought a motorbike and sidecar. Well, we had some times on that bloody motorbike and sidecar. By bloody hell. It took us all over bloody Wales, that thing. Me and Betty on the back. First time we went on it, we went down to Wales, and we had to stop in a place called Lim, to stop at a shop to go and buy us some socks to warm our feet up. Anyway, when we went down there, we got down to the Robin Hood camp, and we parked up there and got into the I think it was when the first time we went, I think we went in a chalet. Chalet we went into the first time we went, and we were all bedraggled and everything, getting in, coming out of it and unloading it and getting in. But the best thing part about it is when we all used to pile in it, and Betty used to get on the back and all the kids in the sidecar, and we used to bugger off, go all over the place, these castles and Anglesey, over the Menai Straits, the bridge over the Menai Straits or Anglesey and all that, and go all down South Wales. We used to get about quite a bit on that motorbike. It was grand. And we spent quite a lot of time down at Robin Hood Camp year after year. It was smashing. And I'll always remember once when we went to the Robin Hood Camp once, and we went sea fishing. Oh my God, sea fishing, don't mention it. Went sea fishing out there, me and I think it was our our Peter, I think. No, it wasn't our Peter, it was our Andrew, I think. Or was it you? Was it you, Jeffrey? I think. I'm not sure. Jeffrey, yeah. We went fishing and we got out to sea, and I thought it was just a bit of breakwater that was out there at first. I thought it looked quite smooth after that. But when we got out there, oh my God, there must have been 8-foot bloody waves. Well, there's only one man not sick, and we all demanded to be taken back. And I was throwing up all over the place. It was sick, was flying about all over the deck, going all over our clothes and everywhere. It was swimming with it, it was terrible. Anyway, we got home, we could hardly walk along the bloody front. So we went home and we got changed, and then that was that. But there was one holiday I'll always remember, I'll never forget it. It was the best holiday we ever had. We went to the Robin Hood camp, and it was the last time we went there, I think. I think we went to a chalet, and it was on a motorbike. And that week we didn't have much money at all to spend, but we got about a little bit. And we had to put 5 shilling down on the key. 5 shilling down on the key as a deposit for the chalet. And round about, that was Saturday, and round about Wednesday we run out of funds, well very nearly run out of funds, and we had loads of bread and loads of beans, so we lived on beans on toast every day, breakfast, dinner and tea. But we all remember it, and it was a smashing holiday that. It was really, really good. What a beautiful holiday, never forget it. But the thing was, when I went back to the quay, I didn't think we'd have enough petrol for getting home. And it just shows you how long ago it was, how cheap the petrol was in them days. The 5 shilling I got back, and I went back to Betty and I said, look here, I said, I've got 5 shilling, that'll get us a gallon of petrol, that was a couple of pence over. So I got a gallon of petrol, what was in the tank, and it took us all the way home. And then all the way home, it was cold, windy, raining, stacked up with stuff. One of them had to be sick on the inside of the sidecar. We had to stop and get him out, be sick all over the grass verge and all that, and getting home and that. But we managed it, we managed to get home, and them are the things that stick in your mind over the years. And then after that, well, we moved to another house, a semi-detached. Now then we're going up in the world now. We went to, what was the, Tetlow Lane, and that was a semi-detached house with a garden at the back, believe it or not, and a garden at the front, and a drive, and a bloody garage, and a bath, and hot water, all through the house and everything, and French windows. We were up in the bloody world in them days, I'll tell you. We were up with the hobnobs, and that was a house to be proud of. It was lovely. And I always remember one kid going past the door one day, and he says to him, I was holding his mum, he said, when are we going to get a house with a garden? And I thought to myself, he's saying that now, and I've waited an awful long time, 20-25 years for a house with a garden and hot water and a bath and everything like that. And they all had to change schools, and they went to Leicester Road and Brentnall down on Berrenew Road and that. And as time went on, who was it now? Oh, Jean got married. Yeah, Jean got married. Then Judy got married. Oh, and that was the time we went all the way down to Jeffrey's marriage down in Plymouth in a 3-wheeler. Could you believe it? In a bloody 3-wheeler. We went all the way from Manchester all the way down to Plymouth. Wow, bloody hell, that was a right bloody drive there. And we got all the way down there. Had the wedding that, and somebody says I was a top executive. Coming a bloody 3-wheeler, a top executive, and coming a bloody 3-wheeler. Well, Jeffrey said I was a top executive in a 3-wheeler. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, that was a good time down there. They looked after us and fed as well, but it wasn't so well because the broccoli upset my stomach. And I've never ate the damn stuff since. And when we were coming away from, some of the kids went down by train, and so there was me, was it our Peter, was it? And Andrew, Peter, Andrew, and me and Betty went down in the 3-wheeler. But it got us down there. Did 60 mile an hour in it, which was quite good in them days. Fiberglass little thing, only about 800cc, something like that it was. Very, very good machine. I had three of them, and then I got a 4-wheeler, then I got a car, and I've had quite a few cars since then. And I bought another one. Anyway, as time went on, at CPC, sorry about that, At working for CPC Corn Products, I was working my way through there and I got into top process and all. That was top utility man. Used to be able to do all the jobs in there without anybody was off sick or anything like that. And then I went on the wharf as the wharf foreman in charge of the docks, delivering the corn coming up the canal through the Manchester Ship Canal, and the Carchester and the Fitinia. That Fitinia broke its back on the lakes in Canada somewhere. It was on the television. Ooh, it was a hell of a bloody ship, that. Terrible ship to work. And worked there, and then as the years went I was done at CPC for 24.5 years. It was a good job. It fed as well, paid as well. But the thing was, it was like everywhere else in them days, redundancies were going round. And so we was made redundant. I was made redundant, 2 foremen were made redundant, operators were made redundant, and they got rid of dockers as well. And the 2 big machines that used to discharge the vessels, they were done away with, and you had 1 machine that did the work of the 2. So everything was being modernised and taken over in different one way and another. Anyway, I came from there, and then I went on the dole for about 3 weeks, and then I got another job as a school caretaker. And worked there at the school. Very low pay, but it was a job. I'm glad of it. And then the vacancy came for a cleaner, so I got Betty the job as coming as the cleaner with me at the school, and we worked there for quite a while, a couple of years at least. Anyway, as time went on, we moved from Tetlow Lane to number 6 Blandwood Drive. Nice little house, quiet little cul-de-sac, nice people all round and everything. And as time went on, well, the sad story is that Betty took bad at that time, and we didn't know what it was until she went to the hospital, and they just told her, said it's a blood condition, and they just give her 15 months to live. Well, we were all heartbroken. Anyway, it was just 15 months from the day when she died. But before that we used to get about quite a lot, even though she was poorly, in the car and go all over the place. She would never give up, she was a good fighter. And we went up to see her half sister in Keswick, and then she took badly up there, and then we had to come home. And I went out with Michael, Rita's son, down to the pub for a game of pool and half a beer or something. Anyway, I come back home, we had to come home the next day and took her into the hospital, and it was told it went leukemic. And after that it was all struggle and worry and everything. Anyway, on the 16th of June 1987 Betty died, and she died with all the kids around her. It was just a bad show, and we were all talking about the times that we had in the little room at the back, and I was called in. And I just sat on the side of the bed, and she was just there. And Tony Reese, to me, is a very lovely man, and she just put her hand out and touched me on the cheek as much as to say goodbye. And she just died. She just took her last breath, and I just closed her eyes and I just sat there, but I couldn't cry. I just could not cry. Therefore I just went home then. Sad business. 35 years of happiness, and it was lovely. And it was a terrible shock. So really, that's more or less, in a brief spell, my life story. Anyway, I can only say that all my kids, none of my kids turned out really bad. None of them. Not turned out into thieves or criminals or anything like that. I mean, Pamela's okay, she's well settled. Our Gillian's okay, she's well settled. Our Judy's alright, she's married again and settled down. Jeffrey's done very well for himself here in America. I'm very proud of them all, really. Jean's husband's left her, and she's in a bit of a state, but no doubt everything will come out in the end. And well, there's the other one, our Andrew, which is another bit of a story that I don't want to mention at the moment. It's not worth talking about. Anyway, if you're watching this, I hope you found it very interesting, and that's just about it. So I'll just say thank you very much for listening and watching, and goodbye.